Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning. I woke up pretty early, 5:30. I laid there for about 30 minutes, and I had to laugh because I could hear the hummingbirds flitting around doing their work already. They were pretty loud this morning, and I'm on the other side of the house. I'm in the front, by the front yard. We don't have any place that we're feeding them in the front, but it was just so funny. I'm like, oh, because I've gotten so used to it in the last few years, what they sound like. Um, so I did wake up and came downstairs, made my coffee, and I sat here for a little while and I thought, this is beautiful weather. It's cool, 73. I'm like, let's get the watering done and some weeding done. I actually transplanted my one of. I still have tomatoes, so I transplanted my last big tomato, um, another squash. So I got those two things in the ground. I got everything watered, soaked really well on the ground, so I don't have to water for the next couple days. Um, I did some weeding, and by the end of it, I was dripping sweat through my glasses. Still haven't cleaned them, and ended up just putting the hose on my head to cool off my head. All of the heat comes out of my scalp. So, what I wanted to show you though is that I've had my coffee, although I would like another one, but I'm out of cream. I can't do coffee without cream. But I wanted to show you, I'm sitting here doing a very painstaking task, and that is getting the seeds out of the seed pods of the Columbine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is a spent Columbine flower. When they're finished, they close up like this, and they'll dry. And so you have to be careful when you pick them, because in here are just tons of these black seeds. Oh, there's the bean. These are bean seeds from last year. I'll have to put that one. I put them in a little baggie. So these seeds are very tiny, and of course there's lots of them. I had the most amazing blue Columbine a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, and it bloomed again last year, but it has disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. Quite a few of my plants that were right there in that section disappeared. So I'm definitely going to seed some more. I don't know if all of this will turn out to be blue. It was so beautiful that it didn't even look real. It was one of those. I have a picture of it, a little short, so you can definitely take a look at it. But what I'm having to do is, if you look at this, each of these petals, what they do is they curl within itself. So they wrap around the seeds. So in order to get them out, you really have to work hard. Now, some of these will just come out real easy, like that. You can just kind of, so if you're not, but it's one of those things I think that gardeners go through, that just like berry picking, when you start picking berries, you just can't stop. Or sometimes with me, when I'm weeding, I have a hard time stopping. I just keep going and going and going, and I'm like dying out there. This is the same thing. It's like you want to get every single little tiny black. There's tons of them in here, really. I shouldn't, but I'll sit here and go like this and this and this and this. And then I'll start taking these ones apart, this apart, because you're like, let's see how it's curled. And there's just tons of seeds that end up, I'm doing this by one hand. So sometimes I'll just, obliterate it with my fingers because they're so dry. And then you'll sit here trying to pick some of this out. And I ended up figuring out that gauze works really well, because it takes care of some of these things. And if seeds end up, coming through, well, then they'll drop down, or but honestly, I have to laugh because I'm like, if I just really quickly did this, and especially some of these bigger ones, they'll be a lot down in here. So if you can really just do that, because you do need to try to separate this stuff, and try to get the seeds by themselves. I don't know how they do it in the professional, like, seed saver folks, how they're doing this, because, you don't, when you get your seeds, you don't get any of this stuff. And so I don't know how the professional folks end up getting all of that litter out, but they do, and I wish I could figure that out. I wish I could, but look at all this in here. This is all Columbine, and only from that one, and bean, and only from that 1 year. No, I take it back. I did put a few from this year. I still have spent ones in the front yard that I need to go clip. What I made a big mistake doing, though, is I was just kind of pulling them or using my finger, and it releases a lot of seeds down into the ground, which is fine because where it's at, it'll reseed itself, and which is what happens with a lot of perennials anyway. And so, no harm, no foul. Unfortunately, this particular Columbine is right in the middle of my lavender plant, my lavender bush, actually. It's a really big bush. So I would like to eventually try to get it out of there. So I don't want any more growing. So do use little snippers or little scissors when you're pulling off some of your seed heads, because especially these. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I will be winter planting. I'm going to do winter planting this year. I'm going to be starting in January, February. And I'm going to be winter planting a lot of Columbines because it's indigenous here to Colorado. This is the Colorado Columbine that I have. That is purplish blue, really beautiful. And I would like to grow quite a few of these. The pollinators love them too. So that is what I am doing at this particular moment in time. Hope you enjoyed that. And write in the comments. Let me know what seeds you're saving and how you're saving them. And if anybody knows how to totally get rid of some of this stuff, be more professional. Not that I'm ever going to go into the seed saving business, but let me know. Alrighty, guys. Bye-bye.